Hey friends, I hope that you are having an amazing day so far. I just want to share something with you. As you may know or may not know, I am an author. I have a few books out there, and I want to just kind of share some excerpts from one of them. So, the line of books that I have out, the overall title that they share, and they kind of branch off into something different with a subtitle. But the overall main title of them is the series is called "Is This Thing On?" Your super simple guide to planning, launching, and scaling your podcast. You want to say that with me? Say it with me. Is this thing on? You know, like when you're tapping a microphone. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Your super simple guide to planning, launching, and scaling a podcast by yours truly, Tiffany Williams. So, I want to share an excerpt, like I said. I hope that you enjoy it and I hope that you find it useful. I hope that you are able to comment in the comment section and let me know what you think about it. And if you like it, please share it with somebody else, okay? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, let me tell you. So there's a line of books, right? And this excerpt's coming from one of the like supplement tools. So this is like something that would sit on your desk real cute, and you would flip the pages one a day. Get yourself something to do real small, real cute, real simple. Knock it out, and before you know it, a little bit at a time, with some consistency, you should be birthing yourself a podcast. You should be branding yourself personally and or professionally for whatever it is that you want to be known for, personally or professionally. So that's what this is designed to do, to help you do that as you build a podcast. All right. Anybody can launch a podcast, but I mean like really develop the brand. Do it good, do it right. All right. So that's what this is supposed to be. So let's jump into today's tip. And I hope that you enjoy it. All right, let's go. So as you see pictured is the desktop action and accountability tool sitting there. And that's where we're getting today's tip. So let's just jump right in. It's talking about visualizing your brand. So first of all, I want to clarify exactly who it is that I'm even referring to, speaking to, wanting to help, okay, with this particular video. And that would be anyone who has a story to tell, anyone who has lived experiences that they want to use in order to share with someone else that's going to help and benefit someone else. And then also people that have some level of expertise, some passion about something, some subject matter, a subject matter expert. And either way, whether you have a story to tell or an expertise to share, you would be a person that might want to do that in the form of a podcast or a book of your own. All right. So that's what I'm talking about. And so with that being said, when I say visualize your brand, what I mean is, what does it look like in your mind that your brand would do? What would they stand for? What would it stand for? What kind of impact are you wanting your brand to make? What kind of image do you want it to have in the minds of others who see or hear about it? All right, that's where we're going with this. So we're kind of getting in the mode of like maybe vision boarding about your brand. All right. Because ultimately, as you begin the branding process, so say you kind of have in mind what your message is, what your story is that you want to tell, the expertise that you want to share, how you want to impact and help others, right? You have it in mind. And so you're like, okay, this story, this experience, this expertise, I think would be amazing for me to share and tell people through the form of a book or a podcast or speaking or even just leading at work, leading in the groups that you're already in, so on and so forth. But what will that look like? What will your branding look like? So I'm giving you some things that I want you to start jotting down and start, kind of visualizing, sketching out, dreaming about, vision boarding about, kind of getting an idea, bringing it all together about your brand. How are you going to present this book or this podcast or your speaking thing or whatever it is? How are you going to present that to the world? And typically you're going to do that at least on using a social media account. Typically you're going to have a website. Typically you're going to maybe even blog about it or send out emails about it or have a community based on whatever it is that you're sharing. And so all those things require visuals for the brand, but also a feel for the brand, a vibe. What does your brand stand for? What does your brand feel like? What is your brand's message? What would your website look like? What would the logo look like? What will people's experience be like as they experience you and your brand and its vibe? Okay, so this is where we're going with all this. Okay. So with that being said, I want you to start using words and making photo collages, kind of jotting out what would be the persona of your brand. What would be the message? What's the message you really want to get across to people? As a result of your story, your lived experiences, your expertise that you want to share. Like, what's the underlying message you want people to walk away with? What is the purpose of your brand, of your story, of you sharing your expertise? What is your mission? What does your brand stand for? What are your values? What would be the culture of your company if you were to develop it and grow a team or just even with yourself? What's the culture of your company? What should people walk away feeling like and experiencing and thinking about your company, about your brand? What's the vibe? What might the logo look like if you don't already have one in mind? What would be the color scheme that you would use, the color choices you would use that's going to make the people that you're trying to attract to your brand feel a certain way? Because, there is psychology behind colors. So what colors would be best suited for your intended audience, your target market, the people that you want to tell your story to and be impacted by, people you want to share your expertise with? What color is going to draw them in and make them feel the way you need them to feel as a result of experiencing your story and your expertise? Okay. What fonts and other visuals. So you see what I'm saying with this? So I want you to start just kind of sketching these things out, visualizing your brand, vision boarding, if you will, your brand. And then when you put all that together, and you can use all kinds of apps and software. Canva is a great one. But there's all kinds of photo collage apps you can use on your phone and so on and so forth. If you need any help with that, go to my website. I've got tons of resources for you to choose from. And that would be organizedenergy.co/resources, organizedenergy.co/resources. And you'll find like graphic design resources and tools you can use to kind of help you do this. But I want you to kind of create like a vision board of sorts for your brand. And I want you to post what you come up with on your social media platforms. And I want you to tag me in your post so I can see what you came up with. Tag me. It would be at Organized Energy on most platforms. And then I want you to use the hashtag, is this thing on OE? OE standing for Organized Energy. Okay. So tag me at Organized Energy, sorry. And then use the hashtag, is this thing on? I absolutely cannot wait to see what you come up with. And I know it's going to be amazing. Okay. Okay. Now, if you want your own copy of this little baby, my desktop action and accountability tool, or any of the books in my line, please visit organizedenergy.co/shop. Organizedenergy.co/shop.